Hello and welcome to another empty hand training session. As you can see, I'm still here in beautiful Tenerife. I thought I'd record another session here for you. Now I appreciate the conditions aren't perfect. The lighting isn't beautiful, well, the lighting isn't perfect, but the lighting is wonderful. The scenery is wonderful. And I just wanted to do a couple of sessions from here while I'm here, and hopefully you'll enjoy them anyway. All right. So I appreciate that maybe the sun blaring in your eyes is a bit much or whatever. And if it does upset you, I apologise. But hopefully the scenery just makes up for everything. All right. So we're going to start. Good. Right. Let's just do some side steps to get ourselves loosened off. Now remember, I will repeat this often, maybe pretty much every session. You don't have to work at my pace. You can work at your own pace. You can make sure that you're comfortable. You're not going to blow up. You're not going to do too much. But also, you need to make sure that it's worthwhile for you. You're doing something that's reasonably strenuous. Right, so I'm going forward and back. So forward and close, back and close. So I lead with the left feet together, lead with my right feet together, lead back with my right feet together. Trying to do left and right, facing a camera is awkward really, but I'm leading with one foot, closing, leading with the same foot back and closing. Yeah, so I'm just lunging forward, stepping back. Good, now I'm going to change legs and lead off with the other leg, just so I get a chance to fire up the appropriate muscles in each leg. These are really good leg warming up exercises. If you keep your knees nice and soft and just push your weight forward and back, you really will get your muscles activated, and not too strenuously to start with. Right, let's just go side to side again. Just that side and close. I love the side and close because it warms up your adductors at the inside of your legs as well. And if you're older than, certainly if you're older than 30, then you need to protect your adductors because they're easily strained, easily pulled, and a groin strain is not comfortable. Good, all right, so I'm just going to lightly jog on the spot, very, very lightly, and just push my arms out in front of me. So I'm just, really, I'll show you, I'm just keeping my heels off the ground, really. So just really lightly moving my legs. Just bringing my knees up a tiny bit. Again, just about activity, just about movement. Now, as I've been saying in these sessions, I'm on holiday, and some people have said to me, why do you have to do this on holiday? And the answer, of course, is I don't have to do it at all. Lift up and out. I do movement. I do exercise because I love it. I love the way I feel when I do it. I love the way, the effect that it has on me, the long-term and short-term effects. I like the endorphins from the workout. I like the long-term effect of exercise and movement. I like to be able to keep my body flexible, mobile. And as I get older, I hope to maintain as much of that as possible. Obviously, I'm not going to be anywhere near as flexible, as strong, as quick as I was when I was younger. But it doesn't mean to say I have to just let it all go, let it all disappear. It's important for me to try and maintain as much as I can. Alright, so I'm going to place my feet about twice as wide as my shoulders. I'm going to bend one leg and I'm going to push down this way. Just feeling the stretch on the inside of this back leg. Again, just pushing over to one side and then over to the other side. That's lovely. Just a little bit of a stretch. Don't go crazy. Just a little bit of a stretch each way. Right, then I'm going to go back the other way, and this time I'm going to put this foot, turn it to the ball of my foot is on the ground. My heel sticks up. Put both hands on my front knee. Just lower this down a little bit. Just bend my front leg more, lower my hips down. That's a slightly different stretch. Stretches a similar area, but not exactly the same. Doing this back the other way. Nice and steady. It's lovely. Good, I'm going to go back to being on my toes. So just being on my toes, that's my, what's the word, my revert to. So I do an exercise and I'll revert to going on my toes, just because that's a nice base to operate from each time. Keeps me moving and stops me being static. It keeps my heart rate higher than minimum. And I can do various things from this or while I'm doing this. Right, so I'm going to push my hands together, palms together. Good, and I'm going to lock my fingers and pull them. And push. And pull. Good, I'm going to circle one arm forward. So just going back to the thing I was saying a few moments ago about having to exercise, needing to exercise. I don't have to exercise, I don't need to exercise. I like to exercise, I choose to exercise, I choose to move. I choose to do these things when I'm on holiday. I choose to walk, I choose to walk up hills, I choose to swim. And those are the things that I choose to do on holiday. Very similar to the things I choose to do other times. I don't consider movement or exercise as some kind of punishment, something that I have to do, something that I enjoy, that keeps me healthy, and I feel nice after doing, very nice after doing. So my whole approach to exercise is just, I love it, I just embrace it, it's just so nice to do. So I'm rotating one arm forward and one arm backwards. Now I'm going to go across my body this way. My feet. Good. Alright, so just place one leg in front. Let's do this a bit more. No, we're just warming up, so I don't need to be more formal. So just one leg in front. We're going to do some knee swings. So I want you to swing this back leg through. Nice and relax. Keep the movement free and easy. Swing up to the height that you feel is comfortable, let it drop back down again. We're going to do 10 each side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, let's change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go back to the old favourite, just light up my feet again, just jogging a little bit. And I just punch at the same time. Good, now just do some uppercuts here, just with my hands upwards. This way. It's good, just a bit of variety in the movement. Then I'll hook, coming in this way. Good, go back to straight punches. So I'm not fully extending, I'm just moving my arms, I'm just using more musculature, just getting my heart rate up a little bit higher. Super, alright, so pop one leg in front again. So this time I'm going to do straight leg swings. Now, same principle as the knee swings. I'm going to swing my leg freely and easily until it reaches the height that's comfortable. I'll allow it to drop back. I'll do it again, probably a little bit higher the next time, and the next time, and the next time. So, as I probably said before, don't worry about how high you're swinging. Don't worry about whether you're swinging as high as me or higher than me. Swing at a height that's comfortable for you. Get the most from your workout. Right, so just swing this through. It'll drop back when it feels like it's reaching its full range of movement. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, now my legs are getting loosened off nicely. I can feel everything relaxing, or in my glutes, my hamstrings, my adductors. I feel things starting to loosen up. But I've got a lot of experience in martial arts, so I sort of understand how my body feels when it's starting to loosen up. The best thing for you to do is probably pay attention, notice things about your body, and think, oh, you know, how is it feeling? How does that feel? Well, we'll do one more leg swinging exercise. So pop one leg forward, and swing upwards and outwards. So up and across your body this way. Now, make your swing higher, make your upward motion gradually higher, but also make your upward motion gradually greater. Yeah, so start small and easy, make the action bigger, higher and wider. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, change sides. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, now we've done lots of warming up of our legs and our leg muscles, and then in this session I'm probably not going to do much kicking. I may do some, but I want to look at blocks and all of the different aspects of blocking and preparing to block and all the movements. So first of all, let me show you what we're going to be working on, and then I'll break it down a little bit for you. Right, so don't worry too much about getting this right or even doing the same as me to begin with. I'm going to forward, I'm going to step forward, I'm going to block up above my head, I'm going to do another step forward. So I've done both legs in front, then I'm going to step back, 1, step back again, 2, and then back to the start. Yeah, now, as I've said before, and I'll say in many lessons, I try to keep all the movements within a 4-meter square, so 2 meters this way and 2 meters front to back. So hopefully we can all find that much space at home to practice, and that's why I try and keep everything to that amount. I'm really lucky here at this resort. They've got 1 meter slabs, so it's easy for me to work out where to go. All right, so let's have a little bit of a closer look at this. Now, I don't mind which hand you fold on top, and to be honest with you, doing this as a reflective thing, as a mirror image, I may say this hand, that hand, the wrong hand on top, but it really doesn't matter. I'll try and make it as clear to you as I can about one side of your body doing one thing and one side doing the other, and that's really all that matters. It doesn't matter which side it is. All right, so let's use this side. So this side of your body, this hand is going to fold on top. It's going to go on your shoulder. This hand is going to go across your body this way, across your stomach, sort of into your armpit here. Across it. This one on top, this one underneath. Right, I'm going to step forward with this leg. I'm going to block up above my head. So quite simple for you to see, especially I can see on the screen, that you can see my silhouette. It's this action. This hand you can see is higher than my head, so it would have stopped anything coming down onto my head this way. And anything that does land on it will slide off because it's angled this way and off to this side. This hand, as I block with this one, the other hand pulls back to my side in preparation for the next move. But there are also other aspects to this hand as well. All right, so I'll explain a little bit at a time. All right, so here we go. We're going to fold this hand on top. This hand goes in the armpit. This leg's going to step forward. and I'm going to block up above my head this way. This is an upper block. Good. Now the hand I'm using, I'm going to put that on my shoulder, and I'm using to block at the moment, it goes on my shoulder. The other hand that's currently on my side, that goes in my armpit. I'm going to step forward, I'm going to block up above my head. Good, so I've done 2 steps forward, I'm going to do 2 steps backwards. This hand, the one that I'm using currently, goes on my shoulder. The other one goes in my armpit. I'm going to step back, and I'm going to block up. Good, now we'll do one more. The hand that I'm using currently goes on my shoulder. I step back, and block up above my head with the other hand. And come on. Yeah, so come on is the command we give when we finish anything and we come back to our ready position. And Jumbi is the word we use when we're saying, right, get ready. Right, so Jumbi means get ready, assume this position, we're ready to begin. And Gamon means come back to this position, we're about to finish. Okay? So let's do a couple more times. So from this position, Jumbi, begin to place this hand on the shoulder. And place this hand under the armpit, or in the armpit. We're going to step forward with this leg, make a stance, and we're going to block up above our head. Good. Now the hand that's blocking at the moment, or that's doing the block, put that on your shoulder. Put the other one in your armpit, step forward, block up above your head. Good. Now the hand that's blocking, put that on your shoulder, put the other one in your armpit, step back, and block up above your head. The hand that's blocking at the moment, put that on your shoulder, put the other one across your body in your armpit, step back, and block up. And come on. Good. All right, now when you're practicing this, when you're learning this, I don't mind how long your stances are. It really doesn't matter to me. You're one of the great things about all of this is nobody's watching you. Nobody's checking up on you. One of the bad things about this is that nobody's there to correct you. So you have to do a lot of self-correction. Now, in terms of exercise, if I turn sideways, in terms of exercise, doing a fold like this, a stance like this, and a block like this, quite a long position, stepping forward into another long position, that's more strenuous than a short position. Top, stepping back, 1, 2, 1. So as I said, that's more strenuous than making a short position. But the thing is this. Firstly, I don't know how fit or strong you are. Secondly, I don't know how fit and strong you want to be. And thirdly, I don't know how much space you have. So you have to adapt this, and you have to adapt it to make it fit, make it work for you, and make it enjoyable. Yeah? Doing smaller stances is 1,000%. I hate any percentage over 100, but it's 1,000 times, if you like, 1,000 times more productive than doing nothing. Doing anything is so much better than doing nothing. Right? So let's not worry about perfection at the moment. Let's just get started and do things, do movements. Yeah, right. So let's do this once more. So we're in this position, feet together and now. Come to this position. This hand on our shoulder, this hand in our armpit. We're going to step forward with this leg. We're going to block up above our head. Good. Now the hand that's blocking at the moment, put that on your shoulder. Put the hand that's on your side in your armpit. Step forward, block up. Good. Right now, I'm saying the hand that's on your side, and I haven't explained this to you, have I? As this hand comes up to block, the other hand pulls back to your side. Okay, silly. All right. So let's step back then. This hand, the one you're blocking with at the moment, on your shoulder. The other hand across your stomach and your armpit. Step back. Block up with one hand and pull back with the other. So this hand on your shoulder, and you're using this one. The other one in your armpit. Step back. Block up with this hand. Pull this hand back to your side. Go on. All right, good. Now, there are lots of aspects to folds and blocks, folding and blocking. And the term folding and blocking really is a vast overgeneralization. And if I were teaching a class of people from scratch, I would just teach the movement. I wouldn't bother with too much explanation. As they got more into martial arts, as they really refined the technique, certainly when they were black belts, then I would start to explain to them all the different aspects of what these blocks and these movements can mean. But I wanted to try and do it a little bit differently with you guys. Right, so let me try to explain as I go. Let me give you some alternatives. The way I see martial arts, especially karate, but the way I see martial arts generally is that the movements we're taught are really ideas. They're ways to help us move, to get us moving, to do things, to coordinate our arms and legs in certain ways. We can then interpret those movements in lots and lots of different ways. So let me give you a very quick example of interpretation. So if I was standing here with my arms in a neutral position and someone did something threatening towards me, I might do this to cover up. Yeah? So this is the fold action, isn't it? Yeah, I might go, oh. Yeah? I might step forward to try and cut down the distance between him and me so that he didn't have as much power. Or I might move backwards to cut down that distance. Both of those movements we've done. Yeah? We've folded and moved forward. We've folded and moved backwards. Now, so let's say fold. But you see how the word fold describes this movement. But in actual fact, this could be a block. This could be a cover. Right? And then when we step, this could be a strike. Or this could be a strike. We haven't done this yet, so let's not get this too complicated, right? So this can be a strike. So I can be striking with my forearm, the bottom of my fist this way. It could even come this way, like a hook punch, to strike this way. So there are lots of ways I can use this movement. And what I want you to get, first of all, before you start to think too much about how this movement could be used, I want you to understand the movement and understand the whole principle of cover and move, yeah? All right, so let's do this a couple more times, and I'll talk it through in a different way. I'll use different description as we go, right? So instead of saying fold, I'll say cover, and then instead of saying block, I'll say strike, because they're viable alternatives. Yeah, all right, so let's get them down. This position. I'm going to put this hand on top still. So this hand covers like this. Now you can see it obscures my face from you. Well, that's good, because if you were my opponent, it would obscure my face from a punch, from an attack. And it is pretty well obscured, isn't it? My elbow's up high, all of my chin is covered, which is obviously my most vulnerable point on my head. Right? My nose is covered, so I'm going to get hit directly in the nose. The other hand comes here, so it covers me, my throat and, and my upper chest. Right now I can't cover everything. Nobody has arms big enough to cover everything. So you have to cover, I think, cover the control center where all the decisions are made. And then at least you can stay conscious to make some movement to try and stay safe. All right, so we're going to cross like this. We step forward with this leg, right, and then imagine you're grabbing a hand out of the way and you're pulling that back to your side as you strike with this hand. Yeah, so I know that's maybe a whole complicated thing that really you can't think about at the moment, but I'm just trying to give you some, open your eyes to what's coming in the future that you can enjoy when you understand the movement. All right, so let's go again. So let's cover. Oh, I'll make it realistic. Duck, cover. Get your hands up here. I can keep my hands closed because that's a safe thing to do for fingers. Let's step forward, pull, and strike. Good. Now from there, let's put this hand on top. We'll cover again. So cover. Yep. This hand is underneath, covering my throat and then the vulnerable parts of my lower chin. And then I'm going to grab with this hand, step forward, and strike. Good. Now this hand is going to fold on top. I'm going to step back, covering here, strike. And I'll cover again, step back, and strike. Good. All right, now, I hope more than anything, I've not overcomplicated things. I've not made you think, oh my God, that's so much to think about in my first experience with a block, or an early experience with a block. And the thing is, I'm experimenting with you guys really. I want to see if by explaining some more of the reasoning behind the movements, it makes them easier to understand and more logical. You've probably heard me say already in the preamble to Empty Hand the most important thing that we're dealing with here is mobility and movement. Right? That's what I want more than anything for all of you, for all of us, to stay mobile and to keep moving and to be active. Yeah, I think inactivity is a massive killer. And I think inactivity is something that poses much more of a threat to us, especially us people over 30, us people over 60, right? Right? Especially as people who are older. Inactivity poses such a threat to us, and it imposes a threat to all of us. You know, being attacked on the street may, in some very small case, pose a threat to a very small number of us. Right? And I don't want to dismiss it and say that it's not important, because it is important. And it may be important to a small number of us. But being active is important to every single one of us. So why not be active as we learn something that's really good self-defense as well, really good personal safety as well, and fun, you know. And it's great to be part of something with a whole group of like-minded people, isn't it? All right, so once more then, come on, let's go. So, we're gonna bow, make our Jumbi position. We'll do our fold, our cover, our first movement. Yeah, we're gonna step forward with one foot. We're gonna pull and strike, or pull and block. Because this could still be a block. Somebody could be striking down onto your head or punching towards your face, and you just push it up out of the way. I don't want you to think that this couldn't be a block or can't be a block. Of course it can, but it can be many other things as well. This hand, the one you're using to block with, put that on your shoulder. Put the other hand underneath. So there's your cover. And step forward again. You're going to block or strike or do whatever. And you're going to pull this hand back. It might be clearing a hand out of the way, it might be grabbing a sleeve, it might be grabbing a tunic, so you can pull and strike. There are loads of things it might be doing, so pull it back to here. If another hand you're using, put that on top. Step back, block up. Good, and we'll do one more. The hand you're using to block at the moment, put that on top. Step back, and block up. Good, and good one. All right, good, so that's quite a lot of stuff on blocking. Well, it's quite a lot of information about one block or one set of movements, and I hope it's enjoyable. I hope you like it. The thing to do, of course, is give me feedback. You know, if you think, goodness, Richard, that's far too much information about one small thing, just give me the general facts and let me practice. Well, that's okay. We can do that as well. You know. I don't want you to. I don't want you to think, I'm overloading you with instruction. Most important thing, enjoy yourself. Yeah. Good. All right, now I'm just going to do some kicks. I'm going to do some front kicks with you. And the purpose of these kicks, sometimes you can practice kicks in order to improve your kicking technique. Sometimes kicking is a really good way to just get your cardio rate up. Yeah, so I'm going to kick reasonably quickly, well, reasonably quickly for me. All right, and I want you to just do this with me. And then I'll do some with the other leg. And the whole idea of this kicking in this instance is just as a bit of exercise, a bit of cardio. Right, so we'll do maybe 3 or 4 minutes of this. Right, and it will just keep us going, yeah? And then we'll do some hand techniques as well. All right, so set position. You pop one leg forward, doesn't matter which leg, get your hands up, so we're going to do front kick, right? Now I'm not going to go too crazy, I want you to operate at the speed you can operate best at, and I want you to make it a cardio workout for you, I don't want you to have a heart attack, right? I want you to take it at a sensible pace. All right, are we ready? Here we go, I'm just going to do front kicks. Yeah, so I'm not even going to count, I don't mind with you doing them at the same speed as me, do a little bit slower, a little bit faster. All right, but all I'm after is that repetitive action to just get our heart rates up a little bit, just get a little bit of energy going. Remember, our primary goal with this whole concept, this whole art, activity, be active, yeah, move around, defend against the enemy which will attack us all if we don't fight it off. Yeah, we must fight inactivity. It's really important. I've got no idea how many kicks I've done. Sometimes that's good. do another 10-ish, and then we'll switch legs. Good, all right, swap sides. Come on then, let's go do some on this side. Okay, nice and steady. Remember, a good guide to whether you're having a cardio exertion, not a cardiac event, cardio exertion, is if you can speak without any change in your tone. So you can notice that there's some change in my tone. I'm a little bit breathless, so I'm working myself a little bit with my cardio, which is good. I'm not so breathless that I can't speak, which is good, right, because that's not what I want either. But I can feel that I'm working, feel that I'm doing something. Just do 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Right, I'm going to turn this way to do some punches, right, because I know that I can see on the screen that you'll see this better in silhouette. Now, what I'm after, because I want movement, I want activity, I want exercise. I'm going to twist my body, twist my torso like this. I'm going to bend my front leg. I'm going to push with my back leg. Right, so I'm getting lots of movement here. I'm just going to punch with my back hand, reverse punch. Now I'm going to keep this hand up because it's good technique, it's good practice. I'm just going to push this way and back. And again, I'm not going to count. I'm just going to keep pushing the arm out and back. Not going too crazy. Not going to strain anything. Just keeping that action going. Now, sometimes people will say, you use a lot less of your body when you punch because it's just an arm movement. But hopefully, if you're looking at the screen, you can see that every single part of my body is involved with every punch. There's no way you can look at my punches, I hope, and say, just using his arms when he punches. That's because hopefully my whole torso is being used. I'm using on my core, my legs, just pushing out, pushing back this way. Yeah, let's do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, let's go the other way, change to the other hand, a nice long stance. Good loads of movement. Really come on, pop out. How many I did on the other side, so I'll estimate this side as well. So this is the last thing we're going to do in this session, and something that I want you to really think about. I want you to enjoy these sessions as much as I enjoy them. I love it. I love this movement. I love the action. I love passing on information to you. I like the feedback that I get. I like the questions that you ask. I like all of those things. And I know I've said this before, and I will say it over and over again during our training sessions together. I don't exercise because I have to, or because I need to. I exercise because I want, because it's fun. I enjoy the actual movement, and I enjoy the results and the effect that it has on me. Okay, let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Alright, now, I hope the sessions will become more challenging for you as we go through. Not because I will necessarily make them physically harder, but because you will be able to push yourself physically harder and you'll be able to exert yourself more. But you must always be a good gauge of that. You must always be sensible about how hard you push and how hard you work. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the session. If you enjoyed it half as much as me did, then you have me did. Good job I'm not teaching you English, or English grammar. Let me try that again. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope you enjoyed it if you enjoyed it half as much as me, or half as much as I did, then you had a great time. Oh dear.
Thanks, guys.